I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking, I know what you're thinking. We've made this video multiple times. Every single year coming into the new Vancouver Canucks season, ever since, like, 2019, we've been talking about this same topic. Let's talk today about Brock Boeser of the Vancouver Canucks, and how in 2023-2024, we may be on the cusp of seeing him fully return back to form like we had seen in his rookie year. Now, Rookie Boeser, quote unquote, that's the term that everybody likes to use. Yeah, you know, Rookie Boeser? Yeah, remember when he was Rookie Boeser? Rookie Boeser was like a phantom. He's like the Headless Horseman. He was there, he made an impact, he was scary, he was frightening, he was domineering. But then once you cross the bridge over to the other side, you pass over to the next year, poof, he is gone. Rookie Brock Boeser was a sensational Vancouver Canuck, and it's even more frightening when you realize that this guy was a part of the Vancouver Canucks 6 years ago. Brock Boeser's rookie year was 2017-2018. We are 6 years into the future, and this guy has not had a season that has bested that rookie campaign. Now, is that a bad thing? Not terribly. On paper, you could say, all right, well, he hasn't had as many goals as he has had back then. He had 29 goals in his rookie season. He had 18 this most previous year after guaranteeing he would get 30. That's not great, but if you take a look at all the other context surrounding it, the entire situation becomes a lot more stomachable, although I don't know if you would necessarily say it becomes great. Brock Boeser, over the years, ever since that rookie season, has improved his playmaking. He has improved his off-puck board play. He has improved a lot of things around his game, and even his point per game has improved steadily as well. He had 49 points in 56 games played in the bubble North Division year, and that was actually the best on the team. I know a lot of Canucks fans don't remember that season because it was such a blur and the team was so bad, but Brock was the most productive player that year. Plain and simple. Sure, his goal production never really matched up to what he had in his rookie season when he was just coming in and firing pucks left, right, and center, on the rush, on the power play, one-timers, snapshots, wrist shots, you name it. Brock just had an incredible ability to snipe goals past goaltenders that had no business being beat as clean as Brock Boeser was beating them. The Carey Price goal comes to mind, where Boeser received the puck right in the slot. It was a one-on-one shooter versus goalie. Boeser doesn't even make a move, he just holds, he looks, he stares down Carey Price's top corner, and he fires the puck right in. That was Rookie Boeser. Dangerous, American sniper, Bradley Cooper going out there doing his thing, and we have not seen that aspect of his game come up in any succeeding year. Now, there were also off-ice issues that Boeser had to deal with, not personal problems with himself, but things around him, his environment, his family, things that were very unfortunate, that were out of his control, and that definitely did put the player in a very terrible spot mentally. And we can understand that as time has gone on, Boeser has opened up about these things, he is now in a better headspace, and he said himself that he's rescinded his trade request and he wants to stay with the Canucks, which is great. But we're going to go over onto an article on The Province written by Ben Kuzma earlier last week, talking about how a new trainer and a new outlook could produce the best version of Brock Boeser. The sub-headline reads this, that Boeser has been a fixture in the Beauty League tourney in Minnesota every year for the past few years. Not this year, though. He has a new trainer to reach elite NHL fitness. And this is one of the more interesting parts of the article. I'm not even going to read it just yet, but I wanted to focus more so on that idea. We had heard from Rick Tocchet that he's got specific assignments and he has things that he wants his players to be able to do by the time next season comes around. Okay, great. Off-season training regimens, you gotta get a coach who knows what that's about to implement these strategies with your players. For Brock Boeser, though, every single year the past few years he has been a part of that Beauty League tournament in the summer, but this year, he's not going. I'm not going to go out there and say that the Beauty League was ultimately detrimental to Boeser and his off-ice training in the summer, but we can note that it is different. And we can also note that over the past few years, Brock Boeser was always one of the slower Canucks to start out in training camp. And I think that sentiment carries forward throughout the entire year, no? Like, Boeser just by himself is not one of the fastest guys anyway, and seeing how he would normally kick off his seasons, he definitely wasn't the most dangerous at the start of the year. Once everything kicked around to December, January, February, that's when you would mostly feel Boeser at his best, when you would see him making plays and making reads and sniping pucks once in a while. It happened with the Bruce Boudreau bump, it happened when he was with Travis Green, it didn't really work out under him, and so for Brock, it takes him a while, normally, to get into the season. And this article from Kuzma is going out there and saying how this new offseason training that he's going through will hopefully bring him back to that form sooner. Kuzma goes out there and writes this: Boeser isn't participating in this edition of the Beauty League that started July 11th, so he can concentrate instead on conditioning. And with Canucks head coach Rick Tocchet placing an off-season premium on players reaching peak fitness, the winger has a new trainer that his bench boss is familiar with. That will help monitor his progress and provide Boeser with resolve to reward the franchise for sticking with a player who looked like he needed a change of scenery and was the focus of constant trade rumors. His agent had permission to broker a deal, and his days seemed numbered. Honestly, it was worse when all those trades were happening 5 days before the deadline, Boeser said in a revealing mid-March interview with Post Media. I thought that's kind of when teams were making their moves, and when it really affected me was right before that Dallas game, when the Canucks won 5-4 in February. I had a terrible game, -2, no shots, I couldn't get dialed in, and that's when it affected me the most. And I was pretty stressed and I really thought about a trade. Management had expressed they liked the way I'd been playing under Tocchet, and that's just a sigh of relief. The article then talks about how Boeser had 28 points in 36 games under Rick Tocchet, and that's a great number, honestly. Do the math here, 28 divided by 36 multiplied out by 82, that is a 63-point pace. And if you do the goals, 9 goals, that's about 20-ish goals, which is not terrible. I mean, 20 goals is 20 goals, but we all knew that Boeser was capable of scoring 30 or 40 in his rookie year before getting sidelined for the season. But this is what Tocchet goes out there and talks about, Brock, in regards to the improvements here. The only thing he has to work on is his defensive game and make sure he invests in other parts. If you have a high hockey IQ, you look faster because the feet will follow. And Brock is a smart guy. Boeser says that I'm just trying to get back to my true self and being the player I was before, and get back to that mindset of coming to the rink and getting better every day, scoring goals and having that confidence. I've really felt that I've lost that over the past couple of years, just dealing with stuff, and I'm just trying to find that swagger. It's important to make sure you're good mentally. Rick Tocchet says this, that I know that Brock is an interesting guy, and there's another level there. If he plays a really good game without the puck, all that other stuff is going to come. He told me he's going to be in stronger shape to play in traffic and come out of the corner with the puck. If he gets to another level, he could be a force for us. He has to play a little more predictable and know where to go. I saw him chase down a loose puck for an empty net goal, and I've never seen a faster guy. So it's there. And so is his renewed confidence. Could Boeser be a consistent 30-goal guy? And Boeser said himself, I know I can be 1,000%. I can be one of the top guys here, and that's my mindset to prove what I can be. Now that is great. And it's good because this time around there isn't any extra stuff weighing him down. Over the years there have been so many things with injuries and the unfortunate news with his father and external things like the Beauty League coming in here and taking away time that he could focus on development and training. And now, with the off-season in full swing and him going out there working with a new training regiment, this is going to be great. Now, of course, I'm not going to go out there and guarantee that Brock Boeser gets 30 goals next season, but because all the factors align to the point where now there is so much more freedom in this guy's mind, I feel, there should be a little bit more positivity when it comes to the way we're viewing Brock Boeser in 23-24 than when we saw him last year, suit up, for example. Last year was a really bad year, just in terms of the ups and downs, just in terms of the inconsistencies. We all thought he would get traded sometime earlier, but he didn't. Now he's still a Canuck, he wants to be here, and as long as Brock is able to pull his weight, there's a chance that exists that we are very happy with the way Boeser plays for the entirety of 23-24. Now, whether or not that does result in 30 goals, who really knows? I mean, we've kind of been accustomed to saying 30 is like the magical number because for a good number of years, the Canucks did not have a 30-goal scorer. It was Radim Verbata in 2015, and then it wasn't until last year with Miller and Bo and Petey, who all got 30 goals. It had been 7-something years for the Canucks to get a 30-goal guy, but can they get another one here? Bo is gone. Kuzmenko was brought in. Miller, Petey, still here. They're still 30-goal guys. Can Brock join that club as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this Vrishas Rolls 99. And bye.